My name is Dr. Linda Pajoel, and I'm an investment teacher. I'm also the CEO and founder of Investornomy. For Investornomy, the business we're into is the business of teaching people how to do stock investing by themselves. So we created the first holistic stock investing program, and we're focused on young professionals, and we teach them how to do stock investing by themselves without losing money. That's what we do. The idea of Investornomy came through a 15 years experience. That's interesting because for me, I bought my first stock in 2008. And in 2009, the stock market went down and I lost half of my net worth. And it's interesting to know that I bought that stock through a wealth management company. So a stockbroker bought it for me. I didn't know what I was doing. So even though they had bought me great stocks, I ended up selling all the shares and I lost half of my net worth. And I backed off from stock investing, right? Then fast forward to 2017, I came to Canada as a student on full scholarship. So that made, the story is connected. That made a lot of people to, especially from my home country, to be asking me, like, how did you get this full scholarship, for international graduate students? So eventually I started a course, an online course, because I'm in Canada and the people that wanted the product are outside of Canada. So online was the only way. I started a course and a company that sold online training to teach people how to get full scholarship.
Right.
So when that company took off in 2019, this is about 2 years after I came to Canada, and it became so successful, I started looking for where to put the extra money that was coming in. That was how I went back to investing. I started checking out different types of investing. Sure. Either some had very low return or they didn't match my personality. Eventually, I fell back to stock investing. Okay. But this time around, I didn't want somebody to buy the stock for me because I know what happened the last time I did that. So I ended up learning how to do the stock investing by myself. So that's how I learned it. And the moment I learned it, I saw that a lot of people are looking for this because it took me several books, several courses, even sometimes traveling outside of Canada to gather that training. So I felt like I can, with my knowledge of online courses, I can put this knowledge all together and train other people that want to learn how to invest by themselves. That's how the company came about.
Okay, that's an amazing story.
Yeah.
I have some stock questions. I think I'll wait till a little later. I want to ask you. Mm-hmm. But Linda, what were you doing before you started Investornomy?
Sure. So what I was doing before I started Investornomy is that I was running my formal business that I mentioned that was successful, and we had to look for where to invest some of the profits that were coming in. So I was teaching prospective international graduate students how to get full scholarships. I have a lot of students that came through our program in Canada and US and UK and all these high income countries that came here on full scholarship. Yeah, that was what I was doing. And before then, I was studying at University of Waterloo and I dropped out of PhD in order to start that company in 2019. Yeah, so that's what I was doing before Investornomy came around. Yeah.
Now, you're a doctor now. Did you go back and finish?
No, I'm a dentist. I'm a former dentist. That's where the doctor came from.
Wow, that's a really good. So when did that start for dentistry? Is that like before when you were in university initially, back in the day?
Yeah, so I studied dentistry or dental surgery as it is called. I studied dental surgery in Nigeria before I came to Canada to do my graduate studies, which I came on full scholarship. That's the story. Okay, so when I came to Canada, I came to study public health and health systems at University of Waterloo. That was because I'm more of a kind of person that, let me use the word, I'm a social media kind of person. I love talking, interacting with people. I love that. So back home, even though I had studied dentistry, I was very much involved. When I mean back home, I mean in Nigeria. I'm also a Canadian citizen. So when I say back home, okay. So I came to study public health because I was always involved with community outreaches, even as a dentist, right? But when I came to Canada, the public health here is a bit different. Here, you are more of doing research, analyzing data. You're more with your laptop. So there was a mismatch between the public health I was doing in Nigeria, which was community work, and the public health I was studying in Canada, which is running data and not necessarily interacting with people. So this disconnect was what really championed my dropout, plus the coming in of the business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yes, aging health and well-being is the same public health department. I was studying aging health and well-being as a PhD in University of Waterloo. So for me, the first highlight was starting the business. Because as a graduate student at University of Waterloo, what happened was one day I was studying at the library and I saw this advert that said, "Oh, if you want to start a business, blah blah blah," and I took a short training and I was able to really implement that training. So it was a major breakthrough and a highlight. And then starting that particular business, right? For me, the highlight for me was having this impact where I am in Canada and the people I was training, or the people that were benefiting from my program, were majorly outside of Canada in different countries. So we crossed border very quickly. So that was another highlight. And then, starting Investornomy as well is a highlight because making a lot of money, looking for where to invest it, finally learning how to do it by myself. I felt like there were a lot of other people that had this challenge, right? And starting Investornomy is another highlight for me. Okay, so in 2023, after I have started, I started investing, started practicing what I was, all that I've learned about stock investing, I decided I was going to go to Omaha, Nebraska, United States. I don't know if that rings a bell, but Omaha is like the mecca of stock investing because Warren Buffett lives there. That's Warren Buffett's hometown. And so there was this Berkshire Hathaway shareholder meetings. I was like, I was going to go all in, just go and all of that. Well, 2 to 3 days after I arrived, specifically May 2nd, I slipped from the staircase while I was in the US. I fell and I broke my left ankle. Immediately taken to the hospital, had to fly back to Canada on wheelchair, and had to do like full surgery. I still have some implants right here on my left leg. So that sort of set me back a bit in 2023. Yeah. And so in the process of doing surgery and recovery, I also got pregnant. And then, that extended the stay. So a lot of these it caused a lot of financial stress. Why is that? Because as a business owner, I didn't have employment insurance. So having to stay so long out of work because of from ankle surgery and pregnancy, it was longer than I planned for. But my investments kept me going. One is that I'll get employment insurance. I'll get employment insurance. That's something I'll do differently, because if you're a business owner, most times, if something happens to your business, or if something happens to you, it's almost always happening to your business as well, right? Because you're a key person of influence for your business most times. So I'll get employment insurance. As of the question is, why didn't I get it before now? In Canada, you couldn't get employment insurance if you own the business. It changed as of April 2022, I think. But before I got to know, I didn't get to know immediately it changed. So before I got to know, it was too late for me to sign up and benefit from it. I read a lot. I read a lot. So most times I get books written by great business men and women, and that has been a source of knowledge, new knowledge. I also watch like documentaries, listen to podcasts for CEOs, so that's how I get new things. Then the second part of it is the speed of innovation, the speed of implementation of those things that you are learning, because you can learn something today and it takes you 1 year or never to implement it, but if I learn something today, sometimes I'm watching a documentary and I see something and I pause the video and I go implement the thing, and then I come back to continue the documentary. Yeah. So the speed of implementation is something I use to grow the business. I have thoughts on that. So first of all, for us as a company, we don't focus on cryptocurrency. Yeah. And the reason is because earlier I had described what we do as how to invest in stocks without losing money. Very important, right? So because of that, we don't invest in things that have to do with speculation at the moment. We actually focus on helping people identify strong, profitable businesses that they can invest in their stocks, and they know that, come rain, come sunshine, they're going to make money year in, year out for a very long time, 10 years, 20 years, and you're still making money even from the same company if you have chosen it right. So I'm not here to badmouth cryptocurrency, by the way. I think it's a great innovation, but we have not gotten to that stage where I can tell somebody, go invest in it and you will not lose money. Yeah. Okay, the core values I've integrated into my business include continuous learning, which I mentioned in the other question, but like continuous learning to keep improving myself, so that how the business is today, I can promise you, is not how it's going to be in 1 week time, because something new will have been added, either something in our marketing, something in, something. I can't even predict what it is, but so continuous learning. Then another core value for us is actually valuing the people that work with us. It's like magic. It looks so small, but it's very important, because someone said you can get people to do what you want them to do, but you can't get them to do their best. Like, you can't force them to do their best. It has to come from within. So when you take care of the people that work for you, it allows them to work from, their zeal to come from within instead of just compliance. So for me, business success means creating a product that does what it says it's going to do. Yeah, especially for us in the education, investment education industry. There are a lot of courses, for example, that when you take them, by the time you finish, you're still asking yourself, okay, what am I going to do now? So creating a course that when we say, this is going to teach you how to do this, it's very hands-on, you get to practice, and at the end, if that person finishes that program, they are sure that they are going to be able to say invest in stocks by themselves without losing money. So that, for us, that's success. And the more people we can get to experience that success, then the more successful we feel that we are. When it comes to recruiting talent, we do a lot of cross-border hiring. Yeah, because unlike what you see with a lot of startups where you have to raise money from the beginning, we are using the bootstrap method, which means that we are sort of creating products that are profitable, and also really using the profit of the business to grow the business, right? So, and that also requires that we have to be slim, like we have to use slim operation from beginning. So we hire as much as we can from Canada, but then we look across the border especially for tasks that can be performed by anybody around the globe. Yeah, so that's one thing that we do. establishing a business in Waterloo region has been amazing because of the number of founders that you get to meet, maybe even at networking events, from places like Communitech to places like Velocity associated with University of Waterloo to, I mean, even the Chamber of Commerce. So you get to, there are lots of founders around, and that ecosystem, you just learn one or two things, or even get the energy from someone else as they are doing their best to build their own company. It can be very encouraging. So first, we offer free mentorship, stock investing mentorship, right? And that's to give everyone like that holistic, should I say holistic mentoring or holistic teaching on what exactly to do. But then if you want more advanced training, you could apply for one of our paid programs. One of the things that inspire me, especially in this investment education industry, is that there are not a lot of women in the industry. Like when I talk about say Warren Buffett or all the people you could consider the money masters of our time, none of them is a woman. In fact, there's this book, Money Masters of Our Time, by John Train. The book had about 15 to 20 names on great people in investing, right? So when I just quickly went through the names and I didn't see a woman. By the way, there was one other name I saw, something Julian something. I was like, good, I finally found one. And it turns out that Julian is a man. I was like, oh, okay. So, and it's very important for people to know that even as a woman or as female, they can thrive in investing industry, right? Because the absence of role model can make it hard for someone else to attempt. I'll give you an example. Let's say there's this story about Serena Williams' dad watching a female player in her game, a female player who won something, and then because of that, he decided that he was going to train his daughters to be able to do that. I'm just trying to explain that it's important for people to be able to see who looks like them, in any industry. There are not a lot of money masters in investment that are female. Yeah. If you're a business owner out there, my advice for you would be hire early. A lot of people make the mistake of working alone, which means that your speed is going to be really very, very slow, because there's a lot of things to do when you are starting a new business, right? From I can't even list them all. There's a lot. So hire early. When I say that, somebody may say, well, my business is not making money yet. How am I going to hire early? See how you could get even, people that work part-time, even people that work based on demand. That's also something else to explore. So just hire early. And if something is not, if you don't have a lot of strength in something, let's say you are not the person who knows how to build website, outsource. Instead of maybe, taking several months to just go learn how to do website, and you probably won't even do it as fine as somebody who is very good with doing that. So outsource, hire early. That's it. For us, the big goal is to train 1 million young professionals before year 2030. Yeah, and we're doing our best to see, because why is it a big goal? Because we don't even know how we're going to achieve it right now. But we are making that research every day to see how to expand the number of people that get impacted by our product. Yeah. Okay, the best way to connect with us will be through our handles. Like I would say 5 different places, but just one name. So Investornomy is our handle on Facebook. Okay. That's, for somebody that is listening, even if you have not seen this word Investornomy, is Investornomy, sorry, Investor right? And then Nomy, Nomy. So Investornomy, right? So on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on YouTube. Also, our website is investornomy.com. So Investornomy everywhere.
Fantastic.
Yeah.